What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you from Mythic, baby. 4th of the month. Not personal record, but close to. I've done it before on the 2nd of the month, honestly. But still, really nice to be this early in Mythic. The favorite thing for me, as you know, isn't to end up in the top 250 or whatever it is these days, because I don't have the time. I've got a full-time day job and kids and things, so I don't have time to do that kind of thing. But I like being in Mythic early in the month so that I can brew like crazy for the rest of the month for you guys and test my brews at the highest level against the best players on the planet, because that gives you a real idea of whether the deck is good or not, you know, as opposed to play testing in unranked and whatnot. So really happy. Also the fact that Aftermath is going to be hitting the client in a few days. It means I get to test all the new cards from the little mini set Aftermath that's coming soon on the Mythic ladder. So I mean, all in all, I'm just very happy to be in Mythic nice and early. Of course, the last little leg of the way in Diamond was done with a combination of mono red burn, mono red aggro and Esper Legends. So Esper Legends, it's a deck that I have never put on the channel. I absolutely hate on it when I play against it. You know, you guys have seen me turn it to the double salty Lone Fox Master with some extra salty salt-based sprinkles happening. The deck isn't one that I enjoy playing against, so I don't, and it's also been done a lot, so I don't want to like just put up another deck that everybody's seen hundreds of videos of. I know that most of my followers are heavily into the community and follow all kind of other content creators, but considering that I've never put it on the channel, it is showcasing quite a few new cards from the new set, March of the Machine, and the fact that it helped me get into Mythic, I thought it would be finally the right time for me to showcase my version or my take on Esper Legends. And so, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Esper Legends V2 went through, actually, this is probably like a V4. This is what I've settled on. Feast your eyes. There's a lot of the cards that we know here. I don't think I need to do a very in-depth BrewTech. We all know what Esper Legends is trying to do. They go turn 1 Skrelv, turn 2 one of our 2-drops, turn 3 Raffine, turn 4 Sheoldred. That's like what this deck wants to do every single game. So for that reason, you know, we've got 4 Skrelvs. We really need that turn 1. The turn 2 play, it's nice to have this spread, because it depends. Usually by then you've seen the opponent play a land, you're already guessing at what they're playing. If they're playing mono red, you probably want to play Dennick with the life gain, because if they don't remove it straight away and you play your Raffine on turn 3, you can swing with Dennick with the life link and start to gain some life back against mono red. If you're playing more against control, maybe Thalia or Rona is the better option, or more mid-range approach, or a mirror, then definitely Rona, because you get some card advantage from the draw. There's lots of consideration to be made about which turn 2 to drop. The fact that we have 3 means that we almost always have at least 2, and you know, definitely 1 and at least 2 of them in our opening hands. So I'll talk a lot about that as we play it tonight. If we do get that choice, which is the better for which matchup. But the real spotlight here is on Rona, the one new card alongside Invasion of Fiora, which we'll get to, that's in the deck. Fantastic new piece for the deck, honestly. I mean, wow. It's got so many cool little synergies. First of all, I mean, drawing cards and discarding cards. If you've got Sheoldred in play, gains you life. Whoop. Second of all, the drawing cards and discarding cards, fine, because we have things like Dennick that we're okay with discarding. Also, we have Toluz in play. Every time we discard something, it gets exiled underneath Toluz, and then, you know, it's usually a 4-2. You know, against certain matchups, you end up like often also mirrors and things. You burn through your hand, and then now you've got this 4-2, and you can apply pressure with it, or chump block fairly nicely. And when you do eventually do it, he dies, and all the cards that you've been discarding through the Raffine's Connive, through the Connive that it did itself in an ETB'd, and with the Rona, you end up getting back all of those cards. You have a fresh bunch of cards in your hand to continue to execute your game plan. So Rona, just amazing. And then eventually you flip her into the backside, and then it's just even better. It becomes a 5/5 trample in the later game. You know, so it's another like aggressive threat that does a really cool effect. Essentially, whenever a source deals damage to Rona, that source's controller exile cards from their hand at random. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield under your control. Otherwise, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. So, pretty nice backside as well. I mean, we get some card draw off of the Pious Apparition, the backside of Dennick. We're filtering and drawing and all the stuff with the Connive. We get some card advantage when AO dies. I mean, it's obvious. This is currently the top deck in terms of win rates. If you filter your untapped from Diamond into Mythic, it's got like 59% win rate. It's doing really well. So my only inclusions, like the deck that I found on the internet had like 4 of Thalia, and I cut 1, and it had like a 1 of Raven Man, and I cut that, and then I put in a couple of invasions of Fiora, which I thought was just perfect in the deck because it's a way to have some additional removal if you need it. You know, sweeps the board one-sided. If you're against a deck that doesn't play any legendaries, you destroy all non-legendary creatures. All of your stuff survives, all of their stuff dies. Then now you can swing into it. It's actually got very few of these counters, the defense counters, with only 4. And then you get back Marquisa, the Resolute Monarch, which is a 3/6 Maneth Death Touch. And whenever it attacks, you remove all counters from up to 1 target permanent. So you can, you know, kill Planeswalkers in one go, or whatever else that has permanence, you know, counters. You can, you know, drain a creature that relies on +1/+1 counters, that type of thing. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt combat damage since your last turn, you get to draw a card and lose a life. So also a little bit of additional card draw. It comes... You know, it happens. And anyway, if it doesn't look like the game like that you're going to be needing it or whatnot, you can just discard it to your Connive and you know, get another card off the top of your library. In the deck, we are playing 26 lands. And 3 of each of the white and blue legendaries. And of course, 2 Takanumas to bring our stuff back. This makes perfect sense, honestly. Right? I mean, it's... a deck full of legends, so these often just cost you 1 mana, and you can buy. They end up just being your spells. You got 3 bounce spells, 3 removal spells alongside your Go for the Throats. That is the list. Esper Legends, BrewLab version 2. Let's jump into some games and see how the deck performs on the Mythic ladder. And hopefully we actually get to queue. Hey, cancel. I was testing some nonsense. Cancel. Okay, it's an unranked match. I'll concede. I mean, why doesn't it... I've got a good laptop. It's that cancel button should be there like right away. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a terrible professional streamer here. I was fairly certain I had already queued up for the right queue. And I just went and double-clicked before I could stop it. Now let's jump into some games on the Mythic ladder. And yeah, like I said, because I'm so early in Mythic, have been struggling to queue. There's no one to queue against. I end up queuing against Diamond players. So let's see what happens. If the timer goes over a minute, it means Diamond. If it stays under a minute, it's another Mythic player. But the time I'm recording this at in Indonesia, I know that probably the Europeans are asleep. The Americans are maybe just kind of waking up. So it's, you know, mostly Asian people, Australian people, whatnot that I'll be playing against now. And there's obviously less of them than when those other 2 big, you know, Europe and America are online. Then it's, even this early in Mythic, it still queues quickly. Now, as you can see, struggling to pair me up with a person that's on the same level, and so it'll go over a minute and then pair me up with a Diamond player, which is fine, means nothing. I guess I get to be the end boss Mythic player to some people. I queued up against a lot of Diamond Mythic players when I was in Upper Diamond yesterday. Here we go. As I thought. Okay. We've got our turn 2 choice to make, and a turn 3 Raffine to play. This is about as good as it gets. So has removal potentially, so gonna go with Thalia to make sure that it stays on board. If I'd played Rona and it gets go for the Throated, does not feel good. So we can follow up with a Raffine and start conniving away stuff that we do not need, like this Caves of Koilos. Turn 4, Sheoldred. That's what the deck is all about. Wow, just really, okay, I guess Rona here gets to go. So I do want to grow my threats a little bit. Alright, that was about as perfect a start as this deck can hope for, and one that we hope to have every single match, which is why it's laid out the way it is with, you know, 3 Sheoldreds, high probability that you get that on turn 4, and then so many good 2-drops, and then 4 Raffines. It's really where you want to be with this deck. I promise I won't repeat that again. The case of sounding like a stuck record. At the risk. Yeah, I can also tell when my friends list is this quiet. Everyone's out cold. So diamond players, obviously the pool gets a lot bigger. Then there's always people that, you know, don't sleep in the States or go to bed late or whatever. That if I was still in diamond, it would be much easier. But it is what it is. It's not a bad thing. It just means I'm kicking butts and I'm in upper mythic, and that's cool. Yeah, there isn't going to be a early access event for this little mini set Aftermath. So I'm just going to craft everything up straight away as soon as it drops. And I'd love to hear your guys' initial thoughts. I've been watching spoiler content from all my usual favorites, SB, MTG, you know, Goldfish, MTG Goldfish. They put up good spoiler videos. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting cards, honestly. Like, everybody just hating on the set story-wise, thematically, because of what's happened with the... I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but essentially, like, some planeswalkers got desparked, and there's some, like, weird-looking things happening in the set, and, like, story-wise, there's some incongruencies. I personally couldn't care less. I just look at, like, do we have some sweet new cards to play with? Are they going to keep me, like, entertained and having fresh stuff to play with every day between now and the next standard legal set? And the answer is a big fat yes. And I love the fact that it's replacing the alchemy set, because boo, alchemy. Wow, almost 2 minute wait time. Another diamond player. I promise you, I haven't queued up against a single mythic player, like, even in testing just before I hit record. Okay, we've got our turn 1, turn 2, so let's do it. But we're hoping to draw like a Raffine or something. Ridgey! What's going on, mate? Mulliganing with mono red, huh? Oh, we got a backup Skrelv if you just play with fire that dude. Fine. Okay, so I guess we're probably just gonna go with turn 2 Dennick anyway. And try and work our way to an AO. Hopefully we don't get play with fired straight away. Nice. No blocks. I mean, I beg your pardon. It would have been a lightning strike. You never block in this case. Now we get down Defector Mite, and the casting cost of this is going to be reduced down to 2, so we can bounce something, and we swing with Dennick. Okay, nothing worth bouncing. Another play with fire. That's one less play with fire that, you know, could have gone at my face. I'm thinking to play out a second Dennick to chump. And then have this one to cast next turn in case we don't find anything better. Nice. So I'm gonna chump. Yeah. It's fine if he gets some card advantage. He finds a strangle though. So I think it's probably a case of hold up the plaza and block. Or we may use up his turn doing that. Okay, okay. So now we still get to block the Kenra. And we still got enough mana to play AO when the time comes. Oh, baby. Hello. Hello, baby. Welcome to the party. Nice of you to show up. Alright. Perfectly executed. This is the version that's playing Kenra. I honestly ran it a lot, and it's going to be probably the next video on the channel. It's mono red burn, new approach, like without the mechanized warfare, focusing in on Kenra and other things. I've got like, I want to say like 3 different versions lined up that I just cannot wait to show you. Kenra's Flames, Is It Convoke, Do, Nahiri's Warcrafting. These are all like, I'm still like figuring out which is the best, and it'll probably be the next video, so stay tuned. Because everybody knows me playing mono red aggro with 4 Thundering Raijus, Squee, and you know, the Intrepid Adversary. Now I want to see if like the burn version with all the new amazing cards that it received, is it enough to like hold on tight in upper mythic with you know, here we go, finally a mythic opponent, and we get a terrible opening hand, but I'm still gonna keep it because I'm crazy like that. Okay, mono black. Mono black is no bueno, but we have stuff. We have interaction. Gonna definitely play. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is a very unorthodox version of mono black with Mukotai Soul Reaper. It cannot be killed by a Go for the Throat, so that's not cool. We have to just take 4. I wonder if he'll sack the Nezumi and go for 5. Doesn't sack the Nezumi. But let's wait and see if he doesn't play out something worthy, more worthy of my removal. Otherwise, we kill the Nezumi now. And okay, still got a chance for him to play out. Maybe, I don't know. Freaking. Huh. Nah, sure. Oof, it's not looking good, honestly. We didn't get our turn 2 guy this time around, and this kind of player has plenty of ways of getting rid of a Raffine very easily. Sheoldred's Edict. Even just, he's got the, yeah, proliferates. Wonder what that's for. I guess he just brings this down now, so he can swing it. Painful. Interesting take. We need Sheoldred, and even that won't do it because of the menace. I think we're dead. Wow, nice deck, man. I guess we're playing Rona and holding up a Ganjo, which is modified to 2 mana, and then that's it. I mean, I think we're just, yeah, we're dead, regardless of what happens with that. Good game, man. I like that, especially mostly just because I'm a huge fan of the Mukotai dude. So like anyone who's playing anything interesting and new, like I get super excited. I really don't mind losing to that. And top mythic player, testing out some interesting new things. We may have to go and revisit mono black vehicles before the season, you know, before they rotate. There's still plenty of time to do so. Mukotai. Mono black with the Okiba. I think what else I would put in the deck, but that was sick. That was a cool loss. If they'd given me the option between a smiley face and a frowny face, I would have gone for the smiley face on that one. Doesn't happen often. And we had one of our, you know, sweepers in hand. I was really looking forward to using it, but that menace was too much. If those cards didn't have menace, maybe we would have been able to survive enough to play some bigger threats and turn the game around, but as it went. Okay, we have turn 2. And 3, so meh. And some removal, and something nice to work towards. Okay, this is burn. So Dennick definitely the go here. I'm hoping he doesn't hit us with the turn 2 lightning strike. Okay. It's one less lightning strike I have to deal with later in the game. Now we put down a thing with 4 toughness. And we're setting up an AO. So let's see if he just plays the mechanized warfare. Fine and dandy. If he blocks it, we get a food token. Nice. So now I could just do another lightning strike on Adeline. That's also good. We get to. Oh, we don't? Does he kill Adeline? He does. Okay, I mean, that's his whole hand, basically. So AO might be just what we need here. If he can kill it, we get to repopulate the board a bit. Oh, terrifying. This I think this version is like just maybe lacking a little bit of summon. Okay, we got 2 removal spells here. So I guess we can kill the squee and hold up. We actually can cast this twice now. Free swinging. Start applying some pressure of our own. He could have the new Convoke spell that does 4 damage. But he doesn't have Kamano faces Kakazan in play. Therefore, we can... He was considering discarding... Let's hold up the other one. No, fuck it. I'm killing everything. I don't want to take no risks against mechanized warfare. Now you can recast the squee. Should he decide to. And then try and bring back the Phoenix next turn. That's not quite enough mana now. He has to swing, I guess. But if he does, he also loses because we crack back with the Skrelv. So I think just gonna block squee here. Take another 2. Bounce the Voldaren Epicure and swing for the win. Gotta love these legendary lands in the Legends deck, don't we? They just cost 1 mana most of the time and did the trick in that match, so pretty happy. Felt quite scared there for a moment, but you know, when he hit us with the inevitable end the festivities. How are we doing for time? Perfect. 1 loss, 3 victories. The only loss was against a very interesting upper mythic mono black vehicles looking type thing, which we didn't see enough of. I would have liked to see what else he had in the cards. You know, with Thrun, then what are you sacrificing to make the, you know, what little cheap creatures would he be sacrificing to make it so that the Mukotai Soul Ripper gets bigger so that he triggers the Thrun? I would have loved to see what was going on in the rest of that deck. So I'm definitely going to try and kind of reverse engineer it after I hit stop record and start editing. Honestly, like, oh, this guy. What was he playing last time I played him? On the play, we just need a third land. He was playing Control, I think. Yes, he was playing, I think, Jeskai Control. Let's see if I guessed it right. I mean, of course, they can also switch up decks, but a lot of these people that are, like, pushing Mythic, they, like, find a deck they like and they run it into the ground. So, at least we're on the play. We got Thalia. We need a third land to get the Raffine. We've got some removal if he's changed deck. You know, if it's mono red again. Okay. Found our land for Raffine. I think it was Control, actually. I think it was blue-white Control. Never mind. Okay. Absolutely okay with that. Also very okay with that. We believed in the heart of the cards, and we were able to get the thing. I have a feeling he's going to play the 3-mana soldier that puts a counter to get the most out of the Legion duelist. So this is looking like Boros soldiers, which honestly doesn't scare me one bit. Because here comes our Lord and Savior. Four? Why 4? Oh, wait. Oop, yeah, exactly. I want to discard Raffine and Adeline. Or, at this point, I guess... Because the reason for that is I want this to go to 5 toughness, so he can't double block. Although, I don't think he will block double block. So, because then we'll just pick the Siege Veterans. So... Let's just go with Raffine and the Darkslick Shores. We anyway got good blocking ability here with Shelly. And if he hits us with the Blue Cathar, we can just go for the throw, which is why I kept that too. Also, I kept this one untapped land in case we top deck AO. No blocks. Sea Veteran number 2. I guess 1 counter on each thing, or does he go double on the duelist? Because then we just kill the duelist with the... We play Adeline and cut down the duelist. Go for the throw at the duelist. We also get another ping off of the Shelly. I think that's the go here. Okay. Don't have the mana for both plays. So we just do it. He only gets back 2 little 1/1s. So we can still swing with the Thalia. AO is in the house. Probably just chump block with the 1. Good boy. That's just fine. Brutal Cathar is still a pain in my side if he gets rid of the Sheoldred. Okay. See, now this is the reason to be playing Boros Soldiers. I really actually want to try this again, because I really had so much fun with Boros Soldiers when it was in the format. So now he grows something, and then he gets an additional little 1/1. I mean, you can go pretty wide. It just feels a bit slow, but it's a nice, like, you know, considering we've got this amazing new card. Maybe you just play, like, mono-white soldiers that splashes a little bit of red for Baird, and, like, leave the rest as, like, you know, and play the new, whatever her name is. Oh, goodness, I can't think of the word. Elspeth. It's my freaking avatar. Lone Fox. Wakey, wakey. Ah, and probably just play some kimonos. Doink. Swing, swing. This time we put the counters on. 14. More life gain. Because now we swing in with the... we deal the 3 damage and then he gets the extra 2 from the Sheoldred. Alright, guys. Freaking nice. Another win. Even in Mythic, someone testing out some cool new stuff. Really, like, now that's 2 matches in Mythic that showed me brews that it's definitely my #1 source of inspiration is just, what is the opponent playing? What am I getting beaten by? Oh, ooh, I want to try that. Maybe if I change it a little bit. I can imagine playing some angelic, what's it called? Angel Fire Ignitions in that deck with the soldiers. I don't know about Kumano. However, it does work nicely with the Baird. Are there enough cool new cards in Boros Soldiers for me to try it? I think so. Also interesting to note, like a bit of a misplay there by the Wizards people. There's a new soldier in Boros colors that has like to do with the backup mechanic, which also puts +1/+1 counters on things, but there's no soldiers with backup. So it's like, can't go tribal fully. It's a bit silly, but it might be worth checking out. Also backup in general, like there's that new Voldaran vampire dude. How are we doing for time while I'm at it? Okay, 30. This is probably the final match. Let's try and on a win. Let's try and cast Invasion of Fiora, because I wanted to prove the people that play Esper Legends that are watching this that it's worth a 2 of. Oh my god. Rematch, baby. Let's go. I wonder if he changed deck. I mean, the champ is here. All hail the champ. I think this is pretty much like only Brutal Cathar can deal with it, and we've got go for the throat. I'll feed this hen, my dear friend. Now they play Thing, don't kill Skrelv. Hopefully. That means we get to play Sheoldred and then it's there for the rest of the game. And good luck getting around that, my friend. I guess you can kill Skrelv now. And then have Brutal Cathar next turn. It's fine, we got go for the throat into Dennick. Ah. Soul Petition of all things. If he Soul Petitions this too, just play another one. You. Good friend, the Thundering Boy. Ooh. I think we're gonna cut you down. And swing a ding ding. And hope there's no Wandering Emperors. And even then, like I said, we got the backup, so... Okay, no mana for Emperors here. Sorry, mate. Like, I was also testing some trash in Mythic and losing to top-tier decks over and over this morning, which is why I'm down in the 300s when I started on around 100. It's the tendency. You get to Mythic with the boring stuff, and then you're like, let me play the fun stuff that I enjoy and see if I can still win. And you don't, unfortunately, as much as you'd hope you would. But I think, guys, that's going to have to be it. I don't feel like we need to really do much more else. We got to showcase all of the things that I wanted to showcase, except for the Invasion of Fiora. But believe me when I tell you that the one-sided board wipe in a few games has just been like flabbergasting. And the fact that you can flip it with just one AO swing and then you get Marquisa, which is great against walkers and things. Like I said, I think, you know, instead of, because otherwise, it's just like these other weird, sneaky one-offs that people put in the deck. The rest is like pretty much like this in, you know, on Untapped in the top tier. This is the list. People are fiddling with numbers of 2-drops and whether to play Ertai or not and how many AOs, but like, it's just one card more or less, but these are the cards. So like, if you're just playing like one less of some things, slightly smaller chance you draw one when you need it, but you get to like combat that downside by having the upside of playing a one-sided sweeper in your Legends deck. I think that's pretty nice. So gonna keep leaving this in here, and gonna also call it a night. So I'm gonna thank you all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will of course be seeing you in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.